Okay, now here we go. Here goes another article. These articles are coming out simultaneously. These articles are coming out days apart, and you are going to see how this virus is spreading and growing as the days, not weeks, not months, but as the days go along in India. This is these drastic changes on a daily basis, right? This is still within the second wave of India. It says India's second wave of coronavirus is a threat to the whole world and needs to be urgently brought under control, the country's main opposition leader has said. Rahul Gandhi issued a dire warning as he called for Prime Minister Modi to begin the second national lockdown as cases and deaths continue to soar to record levels. Now, at this point, they still won't issue a lockdown, right? So I don't, for India to supposedly follow science, I don't know what to tell. I mean, it's just unbelievable, man. Unbelievable. It says India has already produced one COVID mutant that is thought to be more infectious than previous strands and which has spread overseas. But high infection rates mean the virus has plenty of chances to mutate again and become more dangerous. Mr. Modi has so far resisted calls to go into a second national shutdown, fearing the economic impacts, and instead has relied on states to decide their own measures while focusing nation efforts on distributing medicines and ramping up vaccines. Similar, like he's taking on the Trump's plan, right? He doesn't want to have any responsibility and he wants to let the states decide. This is the same thing Trump did when we had our vaccine rollout and our second wave catastrophe. This is the same exact move Trump did. So are Indians stupid? It's hard not to ask the question. If you think Trump was idiotic, if you supposedly think the things that Trump were doing were dumb, why would you adopt the same protocols? Do you expect a different result, or are Indians just stupid? This is, I'm still debating and I'm struggling with this, but I don't know what to think about India, right? So now you have them, which is India, basically putting the rest of us, the world, at risk. And I'm going to show you why with the mutations that they got going on in India, which are pretty astounding. It says a growing chorus of politicians, medical experts, and judges has warned he is running out of options as the country's healthcare system stretches past the breaking point with no end of the surge in sight. Today, the country has logged 414,188 new cases, a record bringing the total number to 21,491,598 cases, along with the 3,915 deaths for a total of 234,083 deaths, both of which are almost certainly underestimations. The numbers, remember, can be 5 to 10 times higher. They have really no goddamn idea. This is why I keep asking, what's going on in India, man? Are they stupid? I thought it was America because of our food, our water, and I thought we had the mental health issues, but I can be completely wrong. It's starting to make me feel good about my country because America, compared to the bullshit that's going on in India, Indians have nothing to say. Y'all keep y'all goddamn mouth. Y'all might be one of the dumbest nations on goddamn earth, in my estimation of what the hell, how y'all are handling this situation. Especially because you have all the data and all the previous data from everybody else who suffered and went through the shit in front of you. So you can see that the other story that I just did, it was at basically that right over 19 million cases. And in this story, just a couple days later, they're already at 21 million cases, right? They've gained the extra 1.5 million cases or so. It says researchers at the University of Washington Institute of Health Metrics and Evaluations warned on Thursday that the true toll is likely 700,000 and could top 1 million by the end of the month, having doubled in just over 6 weeks. They're saying the real toll for deaths in India could be actually around 700,000. And by the end of May, this is by the end of this month, they can be looking at over 1 million deaths total just for a 1 month stand, which is astounding, being that they had all the data from everybody else's mistakes and the good and the bad and the ugly right in front of them. How could you get it wrong? Unless you're stupid. India's second wave of COVID-19 is a threat to the whole world because it increases the chances of mutant forms of the virus will emerge and must be controlled, the country's main opposition leader has said. It says India has already produced one new COVID mutant that is thought to be more infectious than the previous forms, but a high infection rate increases the chances it will mutate again. Staff at a COVID hospital in Delhi treat the elderly patients in India today reported another record one-day case total and one of its highest ever death death counts. Cases and deaths show no sign of slowing, and the country's healthcare system stretched to past the breaking point. It says India is home to 1 out of every 6 human beings on the planet. The pandemic has demonstrated that our size, genetic diversity, and complexity make India fertile ground for the virus to rapidly mutate, transferring itself into a more contagious and more dangerous form, Mr. Gandhi said. Pleas for oxygen, hospital beds, ventilators, access to intensive care units, and even COVID-19 tests have inundated the Twitter feed of the Indian users in recent weeks. Analysis by Reuters of Twitter data shows that one tweet is being sent every 30 seconds by someone using hashtag SOS or the word urgent in relation to COVID as they appeal to social media for help. The pleas on Twitter only provide a small glimpse into what is happening in the world's second most populated nation. The Prime Minister Narendra Modi's government has come under criticism for its handling of the crisis. While Twitter is not as widely used as Facebook or WhatsApp in India, it is proving to be more valuable tool during the pandemic, largely because its retweet function can quickly amplify pleas for help through users' networks and contacts. Twitter is having to do what the government helpline numbers should be doing. Since based on their calculations, India will top 1 million COVID deaths by May 27th, having taken until April 12th to reach 500,000 deaths. So in 1 month, it took them the whole pandemic to reach 500,000 deaths, and in 1 month, they are going to more than likely top 1 million in a 1 month period of time. It took them over a year and a half to reach 500,000, and in less than a month, they're gonna have 500,000 cases, maybe more, which is outrageous and unbelievable, being that we're this late in the pandemic and other nations like us and other nations are rebounding. It's like India has got dumber. It's like they literally got dumber. It means India could end up with the world's highest COVID death toll, even if excess mortality isn't taken into account. America currently has the world's highest official toll, which stands at 594,000. So from this report, you can basically see where this is heading. It's just a catastrophe. The government in India is ridiculously stupid. The citizens of India are just ridiculously stupid, and they are doing everything wrong. They're doing everything that we were doing that got us into trouble, and now they're following suit and copying the wrong route. That's exactly what's happening, right? You got Modi, the prime minister, is basically turned into Trump, and the citizens have turned into us earlier under Trump in the pandemic, right? No, don't want to wear masks, don't want to socially distance, having large gatherings, religious gatherings, all type of bullshit. Now they're suffering, and I guess they want the world to feel sorry for them, and now they're crying for help on fucking Twitter when this could have all been avoided, right? Sometimes you make your own bed and then you have to lie in it. And you know, it ain't like America sharing any of the goddamn vaccines. So you up shit's creek, scrambling. But really, India, at this point, to me, has only their self to thank for everything that's happening to them.